Uber is back in Taiwan after 2-month suspension, this time with a new business model, though. The popular ride-hailing service surprised the local market by announcing it had formed a new partnership with car rental companies. In other words, it now links customers to car rental companies instead of connecting customers to freelance drivers. However, it remains to be seen whether Uber has turned itself into a legal operator. The authorities say Uber is not illegal if it acts as an information platform in Taiwan. But let's not forget Uber's temporary exit was caused by accumulated fines topping 8.4 billion NT dollars, and Uber hasn't paid any of them, and it seems like it's not going to. Once touted as an example of sharing economy, now Uber has entered a legal limbo, not only in Taiwan, but also in many parts of the world. For many, the question is Uber really too big to fail?
I have to say that the sharing economy is not actually a new concept. Think about that. Actually, we will give our friend or colleague a ride when the circumstances suitable for us, and we will exchange the clothes. We will give away our redundant clothes to the charity organizations. So sharing economy is not a new concept, but Uber has made it to an unprecedented scale with its technical capabilities. So I think that Uber is disrupting the whole market with its technology advancement capabilities.
Sharing economy is nothing new, but Uber has reinvented itself. The company entered the commuting sector in 2009 and focused on improving the inefficiencies with traditional taxis. It has a $68 billion market cap and countless happy riders who can tell you why using Uber is better than taking a taxi or driving their own car. That's why to date, Uber's ridership continues to grow, even with all of the recent bad press about the company. It's now available in more than 440 cities worldwide, and fares from bookings were $20 billion last year, and that's double from its 2015 figures. Despite the performance, Uber hasn't been able to stop losing its cash, which amounted to $2.8 billion in 2016. On top of that, complaints and lawsuits have been pouring in from governments, drivers, passengers, and competitors. For example, many fear that Uber will get worse as the quality of the drivers deteriorates, especially now that Uber offers loans for those with less than ideal credit scores. And some states in the U.S. have recently softened background checks for the drivers. Other reasons may include employee benefits and exploitations, managerial ethics issue, and even sexual harassment allegations. It might have brought about changes in the traditional transportation industry, but now Uber itself has become a target that needs reform.
Because without external forces, it is difficult for the internal institute to make changes for themselves. Example about the 20% pricing discount policy. It was removed because all other taxi companies, they grouped together and objected this move to the government. So you will see without other external competitions, then it will be easier for all the companies to stick together and defy with new changes and to make changes for the better.
After all, a more fundamental and a more relevant question for Uber is that how is it ever going to turn a profit? If it raises fares, it loses customers. If it lowers fares, it loses its drivers at an even faster rate. In the meantime, even though Uber has 85% of the market compared to Lyft's 15% in the US, it has to compete fiercely with Lyft as its popularity is still rising, which means Uber has to pay driver referrals and bonuses, which is unsustainable without fare increases. That's why Uber is reinventing itself, including the new business model that has been introduced in Taiwan, and Uber Eats, the food delivery services, and Uber Assist, which provides transportation service for the elderly and physically challenged people. But that will be a niche market at best, and the threat continues to linger of the independent contractor drivers getting reclassified to Uber employees. If that happens, Uber can close its doors immediately.